Hello, everybody. Welcome to Streamers Unmasked, episode 6. If you're viewing this on YouTube, don't forget to give us a like and a subscription, please, so you know when the episodes of Streamers Unmasked come out. Welcome to Streamers Unmasked. This is a podcast where we get to know, look into the real lives, loves, and maybe even libations of the streamers that we fill our lives with. Why Streamers Unmasked? Well, the reason I want to do this podcast is because streaming content creation in general is really difficult. It's challenging at the very least. Whether you started creating content to hang out with friends, to show off your mad gaming skills, or to become rich and famous, or just to have a damn good time. No matter your motivation for starting streaming, it's not an easy job. There are millions of other people you are contending with, and there's about 1,000 different things you need to learn just to set up a stream and get it going. A lot goes into it. A lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of hopes. And every time you go live, you are hoping to connect with your audience, with new people, with lovely people to come and follow you, to spend their days with you. And yet, every time you go live, there's a risk that nobody will be there. There's no guaranteed success, and it can be a rough road. Streamers are people with real lives, real feelings, real hopes, and real expectations. I would like to recite a poem. The namesake of this podcast comes from We Wear the Mask by Paul Laurence Dunbar. It reads, "We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile. And mouthed with myriad subtleties, why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile, but oh great Christ our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but oh the clay is vile beneath our feet and long the mile. But let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask." The way I interpret this poem, when I heard it so many years ago, is that we go out into our everyday lives and we put a brave face on. We wear the mask. I wish I had my mask to show you guys, maybe next time. But we wear the mask, everybody, okay? And as streamers, we probably wear an even bigger and fancier and crazier mask than just going out into our everyday lives. Because we're here to entertain all of you lovely people. We're here to put on a good show, put on a brave face, no matter the situation that's going on in our lives. But without further ado, let me introduce our guest. I'm bad. Actually, format. So the format is going to be IRL questions, then gaming, streaming. The audience questions will all come towards the end. And then after the audience questions, we'll do a couple more questions and then the unmasking at the end. Now, give it up for the variety streamer. The sickest intro on Twitch that I've ever seen. I met them from friends Rebecca Draws and Average Gamer Girl, Anthigator. It is the little lovely, the vivacious SkizzleTheWicked, everybody. Welcome in, SkizzleTheWicked.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you doing today, Skizz?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am okay. I mowed today. So, I don't like mowing, but I mowed today. I bagged. Oh god, have you ever mowed and bagged? Have you mowed and bagged? Because this is where it gets crazy.
I can't say that I ever have.
Oh my god! So when you
dumped it into a bag, I can't say I've ever done that.
When you bag your lawn clippings, it is legitimately the worst thing in life. I'm not exaggerating. It is awful. I would not suggest it. But it just takes more time and everything else. But
well, luckily I don't have that problem as I don't have a yard, so
want to trade?
I currently don't have that problem. I would love to.
I don't know where you live, but let's trade. Let's just we'll trade right now. I don't care.
You.
How was your day been going, Skizz?
It's right. Just been relaxing. Just been hanging out. It's otherwise been a great one.
Yeah, we thought we were.
Than the mowing.
Sorry, buddy.
Oh, do
We
your
thought we were
thing.
gonna be actually starting the stream a little bit late tonight, but
Yeah, I'm so glad we didn't.
because somebody actually got the day off of work, we both got the day off of work. Actually, we were able to start it on time, which is exciting every time.
I know. I was dreading that, and I was like, ooh. I even told my boss, "Is like I need to leave early," and then just everything played in my favor today. So
I mean, sometimes it just works out. It was almost like it was meant to be.
it
The
does.
podcast is meant to be at 8 o'clock Skizzle or
It was
8:10 more
meant to
by the time
be.
we get started. It's meant to be at 8.
It was meant to be, Mr. Zell. Yeah.
So did you bring your ice pick with you, Skuzz?
My ice pick.
Yeah.
My ice pick. Why would I have it? I have my axe over here, but I don't have my ice pick.
Well, we're about to break the ice. I figured you'd bring tools with you.
Well, I can start chopping things down with an axe.
Just don't start chopping down your computer screen, okay?
Right. Everybody in chat, love you, Zell. Before we get started, I want to say thank you so much for having me here today. Thank you for the opportunity. I got nothing but love for you, nothing but love for your community. You guys have been so amazing to me. So I want to say thank you so much for this.
Oh, not a problem. I appreciate you agreeing to be on. I appreciate you approaching me and asking to be on. That's what I hope for. I hope for everybody who wants to be on the
Of
podcast,
course.
come to me. Obviously, I'll seek some people out every once in a while, but I want to know, it's might sound weird, but I definitely know somebody wants to be on it if they come out to me and they go, "Hi, can I be on this?" And I'm just like, "Yes, you can." You might be doing it in June because we're scheduled out till June 14th, but yes, you can.
Right.
I think when I originally got a hold of you and you asked about it, I was like, "Oh, of course you can be on." But we're scheduled a month out
That's
because there's
fine.
so many
You know,
people.
and also thank you for giving mad props to my intro to my stream. It's good. I like it. I actually have another updated version of it that I haven't used yet because I still want to tweak it. But I remember when I first had it done, is I had this vision. It was like, man, I need you to do this for me, and my homie Seabish Rockstar came through, and it's great. So I'm really glad that you enjoy that. That makes me happy and makes it all worth it.
It is like, oh, I don't want to just be like the hypest moment of your stream, but I love it. Like I go to your stream and I'm like, if I miss the intro, I'm just like, oh man.
If you ever come into my stream late and you miss the intro, just ask me and I will stop and play it for
Oh,
you.
don't worry. You
I
already
don't
know I
mind.
will. You already know I will. Last time I came in, I
I
rated or something. I was
I
like, we
actually
get that intro.
I actually yeah, I for a while there I was using it as kind of like my when people would raid, kind of, "Hey raiders, what's up?" and I would play it as kind of a welcome to everybody. And then I haven't done that in a long time. And I think except until you did.
I
So
think that
I just might have to bring that back.
I've seen some people do that, and some people it works. Like I think it's awesome. Like yours, it's just so good. I think it would work every time. The
No.
intro. Do you want to describe the intro, or do you want me to describe the intro?
Now, please do. I want actually because I can probably describe it my way, and you're gonna probably have a whole different take on it. So I would love to hear your take on it. So please do.
So the moment Skizzle hits going live, right? The sick ass music, like the just kicks in, right? This awesome fucking music. You see, welcome to the stream, SkizzleTheWicked, and then you start getting clips of the gameplay and stuff like that as the music keeps going. And then at the end, SkizzleTheWicked.
Yeah, it's pretty hype, if I must say. I like it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's like the intro music. I'm not gonna say who it is, but I heard it when I bought the CD or when they first released the song. I was like, nope, that's the music I want. It might change in the future. I have some ideas, but
Not gonna say who it is because I'm not trying to get it DMC straight.
no, no. But
Oh
actually,
man.
I unofficially have permission to use it, which is really odd. So
Well, that's good.
it's a complicated story on that one.
I wish you didn't have to worry
It
about
really is.
like the record label as well as the artist
Mhm.
as far as that stuff goes with a lot of
Well,
stuff.
I could speak forever on DMCA, but I don't think we want to make it that kind of
I mean,
podcast
don't worry.
tonight.
We'll speak about it a little bit later. Don't you worry, sir. Don't you
If
worry.
you want to go there, we'll go there. Yeah, because I have my own feelings on DMCA's and stuff as well. So
Well, how about we
it
start
is what
out?
it is.
No, you're good, bud. How about we start out by getting to know you a little better? How old are you? Where are you from? Things like that. Anything you are willing and want to share, sir.
Oh, of course. My name is Skizzle. I love long walks on the beach. Oh, it's not that type of place we're here. 41 years old. I'm from the West Coast, in the lovely United States here, California. Uh, up in the San Francisco Bay Area. I've lived here for a good almost 20 years now. Love it out here. Pretty much been Cali my entire life. It's beautiful. If anybody ever has a chance to come out to California, please do. We're not just Disneyland. We're so much more. But it's a lovely place. Uh, a lot of people don't know. I always share this when I'm streaming and people come into my stream for the first time that I am actually physically disabled. I'm blind in my left eye and deaf in my left ear, and I've been since birth. But that hasn't stopped me from having fun, gaming, especially gaming, of all freaking things, gaming, which is hand-eye coordination. And I've only got one that works properly. Surround sound headphones? Nah, they don't bother me. I only need one ear. A little insight into who I am.
What do you
I'm
do for a
getting
living,
old.
sir?
Uh, I actually install heating and air conditioning in residential, and I am not the biggest fan of it because I am generally a smaller person. I'm the one that has to go underneath the houses. I gotta deal with spiders, which is no. Tight spaces in attics and stuff like that. It's not fun, but it pays the bills. I know what I'm doing. Not my passion in life, but I got into it. Been doing it for about 20 years. So
I think often we
here I
end
am.
up going with what's going to pay the bills as opposed to our passions, unfortunately.
For real.
As much as you want to do stuff, and it's just a lot of the time that's not how the cookie crumbles.
It's not at all. It's not fun. I mean, I've still got the marks. I'm not sure if anybody wants to see it. I actually got frostbite the other we'll say a week ago, and I'm still dealing with the scars on my finger. Still got a blister on one of my fingers. I've cut my eye open at work. Luckily, it was not my good eye. Uh, cut my finger down to a bone one day with sheet metal and stuff. So
Yeah, it doesn't like
it's the nature of the beast, if you will.
not very into like construction stuff or building things. I'll put up a bookshelf if I have to, but
I'll
anything
put
more
up a
complicated than
bookshelf.
the TV stand or the bookshelf isn't really. So installing air conditioners.
I would love for somebody in your chat to quote that. I'll put up a bookshelf or something because that's just great. That's just great. I won't even do that at home. It's like I have an air conditioner, a wall mounted one in our living room. What's wrong with it? I don't know. Call maintenance. I do
There you
enough
go,
at work.
maintenance.
Put it this way: when I go on vacation, or I mean, even just a weekend trip out of town to uh, go gamble and stuff like that, if I get a room with air conditioners out of my view when I look out the window, I will call and have them change rooms because I want to get away from my work. This is why I'm here, to get away from my work. I don't want to be looking at my work. And they've done it several times. There's only once we kept the room, but Yeah. No, I want to get away from it. I don't want to look at all that while I'm here. No, no.
What is your educational background, Mr. Wicked?
Not as much as I really hoped it would be, and as much as I really wanted to. Uh, I never went to college. I did go to junior college for a little bit, but uh, kind of ran out of money because I was even with my working at the time, I wasn't getting enough hours, and I just couldn't pay for it. And at that point in my life, I was too much into having fun and partying and stuff. I mean, it was early. I was 19, 20, around that time. Yeah, about that. I think it was 1920, and uh, I really wanted to pursue other things. I really wanted to go to college and stuff like that, but that's just the cards I was dealt, and that's just the way life went. So pretty much high school education is as far as I went. Would I have loved
That's
more? Of course,
how it
of
works out
course.
sometimes. And then getting
Yeah.
back into something like that after, whether you want to say missing the window in a lot of ways, it can be
Oh yeah.
very, very, very difficult. And once again, back to the whole work thing, I recently finished my last class for school for my bachelor's degree, and
Congrats,
it
dude.
was a slog.
Good.
Thank you.
I much love and kudos for you for that because I know stuff like that, getting back into it, especially as you get older and stuff, and you have your family, uh, and everything, job, and then also doing streaming and stuff to balance all that and school like that. I have mad props to you, dude. Mad props.
I won't say that my definition of balance is 100% the best, probably, but I tried to get it all done. I'm trying to no more school. I'm good on that. Looking for jobs, trying to do better schedule for everybody.
What
My
was your
wife just got a
major?
job, so I don't know if or when I will, but we'll be
Mm-hmm.
doing same schedule as the kids. Basically, we'll get up early in the
Nice.
morning. We will go to bed earlier. You know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
obviously my streams are going to be different, but
What did you major in?
accounting. I majored in
Nice.
accounting, got my BS, went through all the
Nice.
business school BS.
Uh, Mad props to you.
How about your family, Skizz?
Indeed.
Want to tell me a little bit about them?
Uh, well, I do not have any kids. That's a whole another story that I won't really get into. Uh, a a lot of you have seen Wifey Bear in chats. I know she's here tonight. Uh, love the girl. She's amazing. We've been married since 2003. About the end of 2000. No, we've been married. I'm sorry, since 2005. I'm sorry. We've known each other and been together since 2003. Uh,
years.
she's amazing, amazing human. Very supportive in everything that I do. Uh, I can't say enough good things about her. Um, she's really the only one out of my family that my actually I take that back. My mom will come to my streams every once in a while. She tries to be supportive there for me. Every once in a while, I'll get my uh, niece-in-law, but other than that, it's. I love my family to death. I just want them to be here.
I will
Come
be
see
the
me on
first.
Twitch.
I'll be the first person to admit that none of my family, like my little brother, comes sometimes. My brother that's a year older than me, he came.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you're a liar. I see you're a liar. No, go ahead.
I saw chat and I forgot about my cousin Vontez, the creamy, who's also a streamer. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Vontez.
No, it's definitely. I'm not at all personally. I know some people might think it's not at all ashamed to be like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing. Come and join me in. Come in, like." like help me grow, whatever. Maybe, hopefully, you'll enjoy the streams. I'm not at all ashamed to tell anybody that, but nobody is ashamed to not show up either.
Oh, I hear you there. I totally hear you there.
Do you have any hobbies outside of Twitch, Skiz?
Uh, Outside of Twitch, obviously gaming, of course. Uh, I used to have more hobbies when I was younger. I used to do a lot of rollerblading and stuff like that. I dabble a little bit in music. Outside of it, I've recorded a few songs. I'm actually working on uh, some things with some friends. Uh, Other than that, as I got older, it's like all my hobbies kind of dissipated a little bit.
Yeah.
The only one constant that's always been there is video games. There was a period, when I turned 21 and whatnot, where I kind of lost all that focus a little bit. You're 21, you can now legally go to bars and stuff like that. So it was like bars and girls and all that. And I had my PlayStation, I think it was, and my Super Nintendo hooked up. And when I had my own apartment for a while, and that was limited there. And then even after, and then music and going to concerts and all that stuff. If you can consider that a hobby, before 2020 happened, I would go to as many concerts as I possibly could because they're just so much fun. Uh, but everything always is circled back to gaming. Like that's my number one thing. I've always loved video games since I can freaking remember, and even more so now with Twitch. It just gave me a whole another, a whole brand new avenue to express my love of gaming. Got into a little bit of modding controllers and stuff. I've been working on a kind of a passion project of building a controller for my Xbox, but I I tend to put things on hold a lot and procrastinate a lot. So that's been sitting there, and I kind of want to get back into it. Uh,
I think it's kind of normal
Collecting
too.
little, oh yeah, yeah. Collecting little pop culture things, but mainly it's always just been gaming, and that's pretty much been like the main hobby now is just gaming.
I think it's normal
I think
for a lot of our hobbies as we grow older to end up going by the wayside. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah,
cards and stuff, and other
I used to
things
play
that I used to do, but
Gathering too.
just
Yeah.
you don't have time for that the same way
Well,
you used to. Whether it's just from 5 years ago or from when you were in school or no matter the time period ago, it just you never seems to work out like that.
yeah, Wifey Bear did hit on one. I'm a huge fanatic of poker and playing cards. Uh, so I mean, you can technically call that a hobby. I love cards. I love poker. Texas Hold'em's my jam. I will play anybody says, "Hey, let's play Hold'em." I am there no matter what. I love that game.
I think
So I mean,
Texas
you
Hold'em's the way to go.
it's it is. It's
It
the
really
most
is.
well known nowadays because of the whole poker craze and the World Series of Poker when they were on ESPN. But you get into that and you actually learn the other games too. There's Omaha, there's Raz, uh, Stud. Raz is really, really fun. It's challenging, but Raz is really, really fun. If you ever get a chance to learn Raz, do it. It's almost the entire opposite of everything else. It's so much fun. But yeah, that would be a hobby, passion. Definitely cards.
What kind of
Used to
music are
play
you
Magic
interested
the
in?
Gathering. Y'all don't want to know. uh, I listen to pretty much everything. I'm not the biggest fan of country music, uh, but I have nothing but respect for anybody that does make music. It's just not my cup of tea per se. My biggest passion with music is and always will be hip hop, but even that has gotten into a different variety. of music, which is called horrorcore, which is basically like a horror movie, but in music form. And you already know one of the groups I like there, and I know you're
I
not a
didn't I
fan.
didn't know there were more than one. You say horrorcore, and I'm like, wait, there's a whole group of this, not just
It's not a
one.
whole group, it's a genre.
I mean, yeah,
I
that's what I
mean,
mean. Like more
it's
than
a
one.
whole. Oh, yeah.
Oh
Oh, yeah.
no.
It's just not one group. That's the main one. And one day I will sit you down and explain it all. See if I can make you think otherwise. But it's. You've got to be really open minded to it. And just. When I first discovered this style, I went through a phase where I was trying to discover kind of myself. And actually, through this style of music and through all this, I actually found who I really was and found myself. So in a way, the music actually did change my life, which is, pretty crazy to say, but it did. I mean, I met my wife because of it. I've met so many amazing people because of it. All my my IRL best friends in life, all because of this certain music we listen to. So,
I
uh,
mean, that'll get you to love the music, all right.
oh yeah, and it's fun. I mean, when you go to concerts, there's nothing like this certain group. There's nothing like it. It's just somebody I've never met in my life. They're for that night. They're my best friend.
I just
I've never met
like
them.
how you still haven't said the name of the band yet. You're
I
just like,
won't.
I don't want to say it out loud. Like,
I mean, I can. I mean, fine. Because I know a lot of people are very judgmental, even just hearing the name, and just it's I can't say they don't understand because I don't want to ever put anybody down or say anybody's wrong because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. It's just different, and it's not easily understood as to why somebody would like this style. Yeah, and I know me and you have actually had a conversation on this, and I will be the first person to tell you, yeah, they are not the greatest rappers in the world. I will be the first person to tell you. But the music to me is entertaining. And then when you get kind of into their deeper songs, it actually just it grabs you and you makes you you can relate to actually what they're saying because you might have been there before. So you can truly relate, and that's where it gets you is the fact that you can relate so much. And
you
yes,
literally.
it is ICP, the Insane Clown Posse, which is the main one. But like I said, it's the entire subgenre and subculture is not just them. There's, I mean, I can name half a dozen horrorcore acts right now that have all played a special part in my life just through the music and helped make me who I am. It's out there, yes. It's crazy, yes. It's bizarre, yes. Sometimes it's shitty music.
I mean, I will be the first person
I
though to say
love
that I've
it,
listened
man.
to at least more than one song. I know somebody who is a fan of this group, this mystery group. I know somebody else actually in real life who's a fan of it.
Mhm.
It's not my cup of
I
tea,
mean,
but I also
yeah.
prefer alternative rock, so
Oh, so do
not.
I. Like I said, I listen to everything. My favorite rock bands are Korn, Slipknot, Mudvayne, Tool, uh, Love Slayer, Motorhead, Foo Fighters, Nirvana. I mean, Linkin Park is a major one in my life. Uh, so it's not just necessarily ICP that I mainly, is it my go-to? Of course, it always will be. But I listen to everything. I really do. From techno to classical, I will listen to the occasional country song. because there are some good country music, but it's just not, like you said, my cup of tea, not my forte, not my go-to. But what I gravitate towards more is a lot of hip hop, especially the horrorcore scene. But if you want to get into like straight hip hop, Biggie, Tupac, Too Short, E40, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, I mean, the list goes on. I love all types of music.
Skizzle is a music enthusiast.
I am. I really, really am. It's just music can take you places, and you don't need to, be on some sort of illicit substance or whatever. You're having a bad day, you slap on your favorite album from your favorite artist, and you just drift away. It can make you feel happy, sad, mad. It can relieve your stress. It can relieve, you know, any sadness you might be feeling.
I
It
think
just
there's music for almost every mood. Like
there is.
if you're sad and you want to feel better,
There
there's
is.
music for that. If you're sad and you want to be sad, there's music for that. If you're
There is.
angry and you want to feel the anger, then there's also like when you hear a song, a lot of the times you remember when you first heard that song, attached to memories and stuff like that as well.
Oh yeah. Uh I've always, even, like I said earlier, I'm being deaf in one ear. I've always had a little inside joke with myself that I have an ear for music. I've
I
always said that,
mean,
just
you
as
do
a
though. You do.
little running joke. Despite my number one group being, a little clownish, uh,
You're just clowning around. It's okay.
uh, I love music. It doesn't matter what kind. If if music makes you feel something or it makes you think in any way, like if they talk about a certain subject and you're like, wow, I've never looked at that aspect of it before. And if it makes you think, cool. If it makes you feel a certain way, cool. I will always love music. I can't play a lick of music. Have a guitar, have a bass guitar. They're just collecting dust. They're very giant paperweights.
Yeah, don't
I
look at
can't
me
play.
as far as playing music goes. I never caught the bug, if you will.
Well, it's easy enough. You take a little bottle and there's my musical talent. Give me a Grammy.
What kind of TV do you watch then?
Kind of TV, almost. Well, that's another one because there's so much great TV out there. A favorite. If we're gonna talk about, if you're gonna want to go like the route of like all time favorite like certain TV shows, you got to put The Sopranos out there. You got to put Dexter out there. You got to put Weeds. Uh, in more modern age and era, you got to go The Mandalorian, Cobra Kai. Again, I'm also older than a lot of people. So growing up, Growing Pains, Full House, Family Matters, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, uh, and then of course, being the kid at heart as I always will be, you slap on some cartoons and I will be entertained for hours. Give me some old school Looney Tunes. That's all I need. Old school Voltron, Transformers, old school GI Joe, even SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob SquarePants.
I know a lot of people
So
who have mad love for the square sponge pants. Do you
who
cook
lives
at
in a
all?
pineapple under the sea? And I do not cook. I
Do not
try.
cook.
I do not. I'm okay-ish, but do I cook? No.
What kind of food do
I
you like
used.
to not cook then?
Do I not like to cook
No, no.
pizza?
What kind of food do you like?
I love, of course, pizza. I would have to say my two favorite dishes in this world are chicken marsala and meatloaf. Classic staples. Good old comfort food. Uh, I do make a pretty good meatloaf. I do make a really, really good French toast. Uh, but cooking, even though I used to work in restaurants when I was younger, I never got too far into that. I was always just a sous chef and dishwasher and help with stuff like that. Uh, but eh, I am. I will probably say I am not a. I am definitely not a Michelin star chef. How about that? Gordon Ramsay would boot me out of Hell's Kitchen in a heartbeat.
Faster than the heartbeat. Gordon Ramsay would be like, no.
No. And Gordon Ramsay would be like, nah. But do I love cooking? Yeah, I mean it's fun. I love and appreciate all that. I just wish I was a better cook. I really do.
How
To be honest.
has. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was pretty much it there.
How has the pandemic affected your life?
Shitty. I miss my friends.
Understandable.
I'm I really miss my friends. Miss family. Uh, I can't. I've already being fully vaccinated now, and we're starting to try to get back to what we all consider normalcy.
Yeah.
So I've gotten to see my family. I mean, I went 11 months, almost one full year, without seeing my mom. And that moment that I saw her, I broke down. I really did. Uh, but not being able, and then just recently saw my great nieces that I haven't seen in a year. I haven't seen my brother in a year. So to be able to see them finally felt so good. It really did. Um, but throughout the course of that, I had a couple of scares where we might have been in contact with the virus, but luckily and thankfully we weren't. Was out of work for a good while. Midway through, towards the end of last year, I went through a deep depression. That was part virus, part other things, or part pandemic, I should say. Uh, and kind of lost my ways in life and lost a sense of who I really was. Uh, took way. Yeah, I mean, even streaming didn't really help, and there's a lot of times I would take way too many breaks from it.
I think
But I really lost and felt deep down I lost who I was inside and who I truly was.
I
You
think that
know?
happened for a lot of people during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I it's
Uh,
it was such a big change, and
it was.
it's for
I mean,
all of us who
everything that
were.
you. Yeah. I mean, everything in life. Your routines. The things that you're used to and your normal, or what you consider normal in your own life. Just everything just hit the brakes and stopped. And so I know it was hard for everybody. And it was hard for me. It was hard for my wife, and it was hard for you and your family. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, it's hard for everybody. I'm thankful that we can all finally, again, try to get some sort of normalcy back in our lives here and move forward. And say F 2020, it never happened. We're just gonna forget it ever happened, although we can't. Uh, and just try to live life to the fullest, live life to the best you can. It was tough. It's even though it's still going on, it's tough, but I'm glad we're finally getting the steps out of it. I really am. I want to go back to my arcade. I have a local arcade that's 5 minutes away. I want to go play some Miss Pac-Man. I really do.
It's really hard to do anything, and so many things are changing. Even food, eating habits. I work in a restaurant right now. So many people are ordering food online. The schools were online. As
Mhm.
you said, schedules. Whatever your schedule
Oh
used
yeah.
to be before the pandemic, literally just fucking done. Get rid of it because it's not going to be the same. Many of
It's
us were
not.
out of work, and
It's not.
it's a very rough time. But
It was.
thankfully, I mean, not for some people's late night Twitch viewership, but for most other things in life, thankfully, we are going
Mhm.
closer to
Oh yeah.
normal. As hopefully we do it as safe as possible, and
Oh
then
yeah.
we can stop feeling like we're all in the dumps. Because
Oh yeah.
It's
That's
definitely
the
been
one.
a shitty go about for most everybody.
Yeah, that's the one thing. As my wifey bear's two best friends. I miss the hell out of those two guys. I really, really miss those two dudes. And they're like begging to come over, and we're like, soon, soon. You know, like I said, when I saw my mom for the first time in nearly a year, I didn't want to let go. I really didn't. I mean, that's my mom, man. I did not want to let go. That first initial hug, and then even saying goodbye and giving her a hug there, I didn't want to let go. It was hard, and it's been hard. But just a couple weeks ago, getting to see family again and seeing my brother, my aunts, uncles, my nieces, and stuff, I just gave them the biggest freaking hugs, and like, I love you guys. It's been rough, but I'm glad everything's starting to maybe, calm itself down. So
Hopefully we don't have too many more
hopefully.
hurdles. It's crazy to even think.
I'm not into track. I don't like hurdles. You think I can jump that high? No. I keep
It's
my feet
crazy
on the
to think
ground. I don't.
that almost like a Resident Evil situation going on in real life. Like, come on. Has anybody
It
Resident Evil
actually,
8 comes out? I'm sure the joke was like, "Oh my god, the COVID virus."
it's the Umbrella Corporation, bro. 100%.
Oh man.
100%. The one good thing that for me personally, there's a couple good things to come out of the pandemic for me. I did start to exercise a little bit more. I haven't since I started work again, just because work kind of just
That
takes over
balance
and I get
again.
too drained. But I started exercising a little bit. I started to try to eat better in my life. Uh, I cut out soda pops for the most part in my life. I've had a couple since then, but not like I used to. So I've been trying to cut out sugars. I've been trying to eat healthier. Uh, so it's a couple little good things that have come out of it. I tried to better myself in any way that I could, and I'm finally back at that point where I feel like Skizzle again. I really do. And
Well, that's
yes,
good.
nerdy white boy can't jump.
I'm glad that you're feeling better. You're no
I
longer
am.
depressed. Obviously, you're back at work. You did a
Medic.
stream recently
I
on
did.
the second, so
I did. Which coincided with a special day for you as well. It's a special day for me too.
yeah, it was a
So
real one's birthday. I was told. Oh wait, I also had a stream. So my stream anniversary is actually May 1st, but I work on Saturday all day, so I
that's
could
kind of
not do
funny.
it the day
That's
I
funny
wanted to. It had to be on
because
Sunday.
if I want to be technical with my day of May 2nd celebration, I actually became Twitch affiliate on May 1st. But I had my official first affiliate stream on May 2nd, which
See,
is why I do
I'm
it on that
lazier
day.
than you. I literally counted from the day I created my account. I didn't even stream that day. It's just called it May
See,
first.
I see that's the difference. That's the trouble I have because I didn't start on SkizzleTheWicked. I actually had a different account that was my first Twitch account. And then uh, I can. I'm assuming we may get into that later, so I can get into that later. But then when I started SkizzleTheWicked, I couldn't even tell you when the first day I actually streamed on that channel.
Yeah.
I know it was somewhere in November of 2017 or no, 2016. I get all my dates
It's
confused. It's been too much.
been a time.
It has been a time. But when it comes, that's why I kind of celebrate the affiliate thing because at that point in time when the affiliate ship came out, it was big.
I
Uh,
think back
it was really big for at that point in time
when you got
for
affiliated,
people like me.
and I know we're skipping
Mhm.
ahead a little bit with it. Did you have to have like the 7 or 9 average for that?
No,
No, it was
it
through
was
three.
no. I don't. Okay, let me let me think. I don't think it was three. I want to say it was like five or you might be right. I want to say it was 5 or 7.
Yeah, I was told forever ago it was like 7, and they were like just the parameters were different, and
They
then they
were.
lowered them.
They were. Uh, the parameters were a lot harder to get affiliate ship then than it is now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, now is
I
literally like the easiest. Which there I
it is.
remember seeing something about some music service that if you subscribe to, you get free Twitch affiliate or some, and then people were all mad about it, and I'm just like, listen, guys, like, are you really mad somebody can use emotes?
I feel the same way. Well with that one. I know the streaming service because I was kind of shocked by that and took a step back and went, "Wow, really?" You know, uh, anybody that nowadays gets affiliateship, I have nothing but love for you
Yeah.
because you actually are putting the work out there. You're grinding on Twitch, and as you of all people, as a streamer, Zell, Twitch is a grind. Period.
Wait, I gotta write this down. I've never even heard this. One second. Which be that grind.
Twitch be that grind,
Okay, got it.
of
There we
course.
go.
Uh,
Forever, no, Twitch. It's
so
like
to
it's
anybody putting in the
difficult.
work for it, it is. To anybody putting in work for it, I have nothing but mad love and respect for it, for it. Um, and my time, I mean, and it's only, I say my time, yet it was just a few years ago. It wasn't really that long ago. It's not like it was 10 years ago. But they've changed the parameters so much in these few years that it was a little bit harder to get affiliate than it is now. I really wish I can remember it, and I swear I wanted last night to kind of look it up for whatever reasons. But when they announced it, and this is what I clearly remember. I mean, it was at the very end of April. They announced it on a Wednesday, and I said, "Oh, this is cool," And I've already been streaming for a good little while, a few months. Like, cool, finally we get to, they're showing a little love to us, us smaller streamers, because it was all about partnership at that time. And when I first started, there was only 11, I want to say roughly 11,000 partnered streamers at that time. Now there's over like 30,000 plus, if not more. Um, so they released it and gave you the parameters, and it was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna try this. I want to see if I can hopefully go for this. I streamed Monday, or I'm sorry, I streamed that once they announced it on a Wednesday. I streamed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday straight for about 11 hours each day.
Oh my god.
That
Like that caught me at my ears. 11 hours each day.
oh,
Holy
11
fuck.
hours, an 11-hour stream was nothing new to me. That was a common stream to me.
I think
Anywhere between 8 to 12 hours in one given day would be like an average normal stream to me. If not a little bit less, maybe 7 hours. That would be a normal stream day for me. Um, but to get back to it, yeah, I did Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That Monday, I got the email saying, "Hey, you're a Twitch affiliate." So the following Tuesday, which happened to be May 2nd, is I did my first affiliate stream, and it happened to be the 1 year anniversary of my younger brother passing away. So the way that just coincided with each other, could I have skipped that day? Yes, but I was kind of excited to reach affiliate, and what better way to honor my brother, which I've already done in the past, and honor my brother who is a gamer and I love dearly, than to do my passion and something that he would be proud of, and for the reasons that I do it for. So it just kind of coincided that way. So I always say that day is very bittersweet to me.
got some good, got some bad. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I remember I was there for your affiliate stream, your anniversary stream. You have a
Mhm.
nice little intro to honor your
Thank
brother.
you. Thank you. That gets me every time. I mean,
Twice
even
as
though
sick, twice as sick as your normal intro, but you only get to show it once a year. You know what I mean? So you're
yeah.
allowed once or twice a year. You can show off the really, really, really good intro, and
Yeah.
we just get your normal hype intro otherwise.
And then come to find out, I just was with my mom the other day for Mother's Day, and I found a bunch of more new photos that I don't remember of my brother. And I'm like, oh, why don't I have these for my stream. So next year is probably going to be a little bit better of a montage. I got new photos I can add in. It's just it's just a special day for me because of both reasons, for a good reason and a bad reason. But I don't consider it that much of a bad reason. Yeah, my brother passed away that day, but it gives me an awesome reason to celebrate his memory, to celebrate his life, to remember him. And if he was alive today, dude, he would if he was alive today, he would be here right now in your chat. I know he would. He would love Twitch. He would absolutely love Twitch.
So, speaking of your brother being a gamer, how about we
Mm-hmm.
transition to some gaming questions? Skizzle,
Go for it.
classic
Yes.
question. Do you like video?
No.
Same
Not at
answer every
all.
fucking time. No matter who it
Not
is,
at
everybody
all.
always says no because it's such a ridiculous question. But I have to ask it. I have to ask it.
Video games are the devil. Put it this way. The lovely and beautiful wifey bear calls Miss Pac-Man the other woman in my life because I love absolutely anything to do with Miss Pac-Man. So yes, I love video games. I got my original Nintendo sitting behind me if you'd like to see it. You know, I've of course. Who doesn't like? I mean, I know there's a bunch of people who don't like video games and say they're wasted. I love video games. I will always love video games until the day I'm no longer on this planet.
I do
Period.
think, touching on that waste of time thing, do you think that the stigma is changing? It's not. I mean, obviously there are more educational video games and things like that, but I do believe that as time goes on, there's not as much of a negative stigma about video games. I mean, maybe about telling people that you're a Twitch streamer and that's your if that was actually your job, people might be weird about that. But I think the actual just normally playing stigma about playing video games is a waste of time. I think for the most part we're moving away from that, thankfully, finally, because there are good things to be. I mean, okay, if you sit there and play video games all day, every day, that's probably as bad as if you did almost anything else all day, every day. Listen, if you work out all day, every day, it's still going to be bad for you in the end.
I 100% agree. And do I think the stigma's going away? Partly. Because I will say no, the stigma's not going away because of people out there in mainstream media who I love this person to death. He's a comedian, has a show on HBO, and did a little skit, or not even a skit, did a thing about Twitch. And I was kind of pissed off about that because he made it seem like, oh, you're wasting your time watching other people play video games on Twitch.
Oh, was
And
it
to me,
Bill
Twitch
Mayer?
is, yeah,
I mean, listen, okay. Can I? Like, you were talking about how it hasn't gone away. How old is Bill Mayer?
older than me.
Like older than fucking dirt. I mean,
It
if
is, and I
like
love Bill Maher to death. I love Bill Maher to death.
he's just showing
But
his age with that one, not understanding the times and stuff. I mean, it's like if he did a bit on MySpace. He doesn't even know MySpace isn't a thing anymore. He's confused.
of course. So I totally get that. And if he was to actually sit down with somebody like me or you or anybody that understands that, yeah, Twitch is about video games. That's how it started. But obviously it's branched out more into that. I mean, we're sitting here doing, the Streamers Unmasked podcast interviews. But you've got music, you've got art, you've got cooking, all this different stuff that Twitch has branched out to. But will it always kind of be the main focus, video games? Yes. But to me, it's not just about video games. I might not go to somebody's, I may go to somebody's channel because of a game they're playing, but that's not what's keeping me at their channel.
Oh, almost
What
never.
keeps me at their channel is that person and their personality and the people in the chat. And video games become second nature to me. So the video games isn't the whole thing of Twitch. And if somebody like him understood that, he would probably get a better grasp and wouldn't say shit like that. You know? Uh and then, you're going to always get the people that video games rot your brain and blah blah blah. If it wasn't for video games and here's the example that I was going to lead into. My younger brother, born physically disabled, and I'm going to give you guys I'm going to show you on camera kind of when he couldn't wiggle his fingers like this. My brother was born with a couple of different things. He was born with scoliosis and uh, something called congenital sensory neuropathy. So he didn't have any nerve endings in his body. So he could put his hand on a hot stove or barbecue, put it on there, not feel a thing, and then be like, yo, I burnt my hand. But the biggest thing with him is he couldn't wiggle his fingers individually. So when he would wiggle his fingers, like all of his fingers would kind of move at the same time. But he can hold the Nintendo controller. He was very useful with his thumbs. If you would watch him on a keyboard, he would type with his thumb one letter at a time. That's just the way he learned to adapt and live life. But he can, like I said, he can hold a Nintendo controller, two buttons. And me and my mom actually had a chat about this, that playing video games actually helped his hand-eye coordination. And again, if
Sounds
you were
like
to
it.
see my brother, if you were to meet my brother, you'd be blown away. Smartest person I ever knew in this world. Put himself through college. Again, we can have a whole part 2 of Streamers Unmasked on me just speaking about my brother. And I guarantee every single one of you guys would fall in love with him. He was awesome. But it helped with his hand-eye coordination. And for somebody that's disabled like that, that's huge. Which is a part of the reason why I fell in love with the charity that I do my stuff for, is because of what they do and stuff like that. And just so this, but to tie it all back, will the stigma of video games will rot your brain and all that stuff, then will it honestly ever go away? No. Is it?
I challenge that. I
Hold on,
right
hold
here.
on.
No, I challenge that. I think it will
I know.
eventually. It's
I would.
not gone
That's
now, but when we're the old people of the world, Skizz, right? And it's our generation's time to be the old people. We're not gonna. It's not gonna be our video games. That it's gonna be like the VR video games are run your brain
you
out.
read my mind because that's where I was actually gonna to counteract with you too, but I
Yeah, it's
actually
gonna
agree
be.
with
We're
you.
gonna be like, you can't be doing the full VR
Hey,
bodysuit gaming. Get a
well,
controller. What are you kids doing?
back in my day, we used to use a controller that only had two buttons. That's gonna be us. But again, will the stigma ever go away? No. Is it getting better? Yes. Slowly. It's becoming more and more accepting. But, more so than we probably think, because you wouldn't have all these consoles selling millions
Yeah,
upon millions upon millions of consoles. You wouldn't
consoles.
have you wouldn't have PC gaming constantly evolving and getting better and better and growing. So is the stigma getting better? Yes. Will the negative part of it ever go away? No. And that's just my opinion.
Well, you
Do I
mentioned
hope
it
it will?
yourself,
Yeah.
Mr.
Do
Skizzle.
I hope it will? Yeah.
So, what console are you? Are you Xbox, PlayStation? Or are you a member of the PC Master Race, sir? Which is
Uh,
your affiliation?
I I don't. How about this? I don't believe in console wars.
I mean, that's what
I,
most people are talking. So I think when I was younger, and the Xbox versus PlayStation console wars or whatever. I mean, these days I'd say it doesn't exist anyway because PlayStation 5 is so much better than Xbox One or whatever it's called X. Anyway,
But I will still argue against that, and it's not because I'm Xbox biased, because I do love Xbox. I would probably argue against that because the Xbox Series X is actually really effing good.
I think
Even though I do not have one, I almost did, but then I decided, you know what? I want a brand new PC.
I think
Uh,
how it works in my mind these days is if you're buying your console for features and what you're like you would buy a phone or something. If you're buying it for features, you go with the Xbox. But if you
oh,
want like the better game catalog, the better exclusive games, I think PlayStation has been killing it the last couple of years, and even with the release of the PS5, I think they got more their hands on better exclusive content.
I can agree with you, and then I can disagree with you because Xbox does have franchises like Halo. Even though I'm not a Halo fan, I respect it. Gears of War. So it's to each their own. It's just a personal preference. But do I, if you were just to go purely off stats, the Xbox Series X is a little bit more superior in ways, not fully, to an Xbox or I'm sorry, a PlayStation 5.
I mean,
Has it
it's close
always
to a
been?
computer.
They are, and essentially they both are. But over the last to answer your question, uh, my heart will always be Xbox. It's just a personal preference. Do I have anything against PlayStation? No. I was on a PlayStation 2 until an Xbox 360 came out. And then I bought that mainly because my friends all had it to play Call of Duty with them. And then I just
I feel
fell
like
in
that
love.
happened with a lot of us for the Xbox 360. I think
So like I
Xbox
said,
was something that a lot of us just the original Xbox we just kind of just like. But then the 360 came out and it was like Gears of War, Halo. Everybody's got to have one. You got to play with all your friends, and everybody had one, so you had to get the Xbox because you could
of
only
course,
play on the 360 with them.
yeah. Uh, Everybody's gonna always have exclusive content, and it's gonna drive numbers towards whoever. Do I believe in console wars? No. I believe everybody is a gamer, no matter what you play on. Will a PC always be more superior? Yeah, but just
I mean,
because
you have the
you have a
hardware
lot
behind
more
it.
freedom.
You
Yeah,
can't
the
like
hardware and the freedom behind that hardware and software that will always make PC better than a
yeah.
console. Consoles are catching up. I mean, look at your phone. It's a computer in your hand, so everything's catching up to that level. But PC will always be just slightly ahead of it all. Uh, but I don't believe in console wars. Like I said, I have my original Nintendo, my original Nintendo sitting right behind me, on top of two PlayStation ones. I'm part collector with gaming stuff like that, but if I had to personally choose, and it's just my personal opinion and my personal preference only, I do lean more towards Xbox. I don't even have a PlayStation hooked up in my room right now or in my office. I don't own a PlayStation 4. I have two PlayStation 3s, which were given to me. Long story. Uh, but I have an Xbox One purchased day one. I don't have the new Xbox Series X, and I don't have a PS5. But again, it's just my personal feelings on it, my personal opinions, my preference. That's it.
So, what is the first console you ever played on? Then
First console that I can remember ever playing on, an Atari 2600.
Atari
I have
26.
it's the only memory I have of this was playing the original Pac-Man on the original Atari 2600. Told y'all, I'm freaking old, man. Uh I'm older than most people on Twitch. Twitch is a young person's sport, and I always feel like a grandpa on Twitch. Yet I know there's a bunch of streamers that are older than me, so I can't necessarily feel that way.
One of the first streamers I ever met on Twitch. Not even sure how I ended up landing on his channel. is I would challenge somebody in the chat to be older than, like, legitimately, very, like, 57, 60, somewhere in there. Like, he was pretty up there, and he was just rages at games so bad that it gets, like, my wife, like, he'd be on and she'd hear him going off and she'd be just like, I know who that is. And it was just fucking hilarious. Like, I mean, sweet guy otherwise, but holy fuck, he, like, hated everything about video games when he played them sometimes.
Oh yeah. There's a few I follow that. You mind if I name drop them?
Go ahead.
Because I think they're actually amazing streamers. There's Stream Dad out there, who does amazing stuff. Used to do a lot of Dead by Daylight content. Uh, he's amazing. There's Vincent Vega, another Dead by Daylight player. So if anybody's ever wants to check them out, go check them out. They're awesome. Uh, but I always make the joke I'm older. I mean, I am a little older than most people think. I'm gonna be 42 this year, and I don't care. I'm always gonna be a kid at heart, you know, and I love gaming. Period. So you're only as old as you feel,
What
and I
is the?
always tell people
Oops,
never
sorry.
lose that kid at heart feeling. Always keep that with you, and that's me. I'm always gonna feel that way. I just make jokes that I'm, old as dirt on Twitch because I am a little older than mostly everybody, you know.
So, what is the first video game that you fell in love with then? First console was the 2600, right? The
Yeah,
first video game you ever fell in love with.
so that would have to be obviously with the original Nintendo. Because it's the first true console that you can get behind and stuff. So I've got many on that because that would be the first. I remember when we first got that Nintendo. Um, Man, there were so many. Star Tropics was a fun one. Little Nemo and the Dream Master was a good one. I'm trying to remember back in the day, I'm trying to pull up those memories of what I used to play. I spent a lot of time on Super Mario Brothers 3. I spent a lot of time on Double Dragon, Double Dribble. What else?
What is, like, okay, yeah, but what is, like, come on, Skizzle, man. What is the one video game, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that when you started gaming, because you're an avid gamer, you have been all your life, what game out of all of these could you not have gone without? Miss Pac-Man. Is it Miss Pac-Man?
But I'm always gonna have a love for arcade machines. So yeah, I could say Miss Pac-Man. I mean, if the world was ending right now and I had a Miss Pac-Man arcade machine, that's all I would. Miss Pac-Man, you can't mess with. I'm sorry, but there wasn't Miss Pac-Man in my house back in the day. So I mean, again, if I want to stick to the NES, is what kind of started the entire craze. I'm trying to pin up Contra. I'd
Contra?
have to say I'd have to say Contra. I played Contra so much. It was probably my I would say Contra would probably be my number one go-to. It had to be. I think I played Contra more than any other game I owned, and at that time I owned about 100 Nintendo games. So figure mid 80s, early 90s. That's a good amount. Uh so
Contra. I
yeah,
mean, I like the answer. Contra's one of those
I
games that I I know about that I still haven't gotten to play. Okay. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I know it's my podcast and all, but I don't know. Like, Okay.
Do it.
So I just
Go.
played Super Metroid and the first ever Zelda for the first time on my streams. I never played them before. Okay.
Super
Now
Metroid.
that's over.
If we're going Super Nintendo, I love Super Metroid. If we're gonna go console by console and era by era, if I was to do the Super Nintendo, my two go-to games on that were Super Metroid and Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, always. And then of
Link
course
to the Past.
I gotta throw in Mortal Kombat 2 in there because I'm a very, very passionate Mortal Kombat fan since day one when my friend pointed out, hey, Amy, so backtrack a little bit. Street Fighter 2. Everybody knows Street Fighter 2 arcade. Oh, look at this. This is really cool and stuff. And then Mortal Kombat drops. And you've got that live action look to it and, fatalities and blood and stuff like that. So Mortal Kombat started a craze for me, especially in arcade. But console-wise, Mortal Kombat 2 would be in there. So the three on, if we're going console eras, on Super Nintendo would be Super Metroid, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, and Mortal Kombat 2. Easily. Nintendo original NES, I'm still having trouble thinking of other games, but I would probably say the number one would be Contra. It has to be. It has to be. For sure. That's yeah, Contra. Done.
Okay.
Saying it now. Setting it in stone. Contra.
Final answer. Boom.
It's a classic game. It's a classic game.
So, are you more of a multiplayer gamer or a single player gamer?
It doesn't matter to me. If the game is fun and enjoyable, I'll always love it. And of course, with the way technology is evolved, everything's more multiplayer based nowadays anyways, with the Call of Duties,
Yeah.
Among Us, Dead by Daylight, Sea of Thieves. I mean, the list goes on and on. But I don't mind sitting here playing a one-player game that only involves me. I don't. It doesn't.
Are you competitive at video games?
I used to be. Oh,
You
I
used to
can't
be?
say that I used to be. I still am, of course. And that's the Call of Duty talking.
That is the Call of Duty in all
Call
of
of
us.
Duty
It comes
talking.
out.
And it comes out of people in the worst freaking ways. But of course, who isn't competitive at video games? Everybody is. No matter what. I don't care what game you're playing. You could be playing Candy Crush. You're gonna be competitive at
you
Candy
gotta,
Crush.
hey buddy, what level of
Everybody
Candy
has that
Crush are
little
you on?
celebration.
I just beat level 655,000.
Our wife is there on that. She's a Candy Crush demon. Everybody. It's I think that's just part of gaming and human nature to have a little bit of competitiveness inside of you. How much that it explodes and pulls out different aspects of you, that's all depends.
I'm not competitive at games at all. I just have a get good and a pro gamer emote. Those are just for their own thing. That's not competition going on.
You are, because anytime that you, even if you're not streaming and you're playing a game solo off stream or whatnot, and you're having trouble beating a level, you want to beat it.
No,
You know
I
what
was fucking around. I'm very competitive at video games.
and you want to challenge yourself to be. It was like, I can do this. I can do this. I'm gonna get through this.
I want to be the very best that no one ever was.
Yeah, that's your competitiveness coming out. I mean, I got competitive where I was like really, really competitive. Not esports aspect of it, but to where I wanted some recognition, and so I started doing world record scores. And sure enough, I got a few of them. Maybe not the most challenging or difficult games in the world, but you know
Still
what?
got him though.
I can legitimately say that I have several world records. Some of them have been broken since I first set them. One of them will never be broken, and that my name is in the Guinness Book 2010 Gamers Edition
Okay,
Guinness
stop
Book.
teasing me, Skizzle. You
So,
got to tell me what they are, man. What are your world records, past, present, and future?
the current world record that I own that will never be broken, as I was the first ever to, probably not the first ever to set it, but the first verified of it, was Wii Sports Resort Frisbee Dog, which actually took me a good while to actually get. And I am the first person to have the verified perfect score on it, which got my name in Guinness for that record. I used to have the wakeboarding score on that same game. Uh, I don't think there was. I think there might have been one of the golf ones I had. I mean, all my scores are on Nintendo Wii because at that point that was the
Yeah.
console I was having most fun with. And then I set like 7 of them on Wii Party, and then I had a Mario Kart 64 world record. I actually had 2 of them at one point. I had the fastest lap and fastest race for one of the tracks. I've lost one of them since. Think I might have lost both since. I think I might have recently checked. So I went at one point I was up to about 11 world records, and now I'm down to like maybe 1 or 2. But one will never, you can only tie me. It'll never, you can't beat it. You can only tie me, and I was the first to have it verified. So I will always have that moment. So yeah, it's a little bit of competitiveness, just in a different format.
Um, are you a
Um,
completionist in games, or are you in for more of a quickie?
I I tend to try to complete games if the game is riveting. Of course, you want to see it through completion. Uh, are there a lot of games that I still haven't uh, completed all the way? Oh yeah, that list is a mile long. Uh, but of course, who doesn't want to be a completionist and finish a game all the way through? If the story, and especially with games nowadays, that are a lot of them are really story driven. Uh, of course, I'm gonna want to play that until completion. I still one of them I need to finish is Gears of War 5, which I haven't even gotten anywhere near it, and I love the Gears of War series. God of War is another one. I know you did God of War not too long ago, but I don't have the newer consoles to actually play that series. I've played every single God of War and finished them, except for, I want to say except for 3, because my friend took his console away from me, and I
Oh my
never
god, that
did
new
that.
God of War though, like as they say
And
at
the
this day and age,
newest,
it hits different. It hits
and the
different.
newest, yeah. Absolutely love God of War. It's one of my all-time favorite gaming series. Uh, so yes, am I a completionist? Fuck yeah, I want to finish these stories because they grab you and get you, and you get tied in, and you're just like, you know, crap. It's 3 in the morning. I should go to bed. Just a few more minutes,
Do you
because
ever get emotional over video games? You mentioned that the stories grab you. Do they ever grab you to that point, or do video games not get you there?
no, they of course they do. Video games should do it because it's just another, it's another
It's art.
medium. It's another outlet, like a movie, or even as we were talking earlier, a song. Uh, did I shed a tear when Dom? Spoiler alert! If anybody's never played Gears of War, I apologize, but I'm gonna do a spoiler here. When one of the characters
Oh
dies in the
no,
game, I
no!
was like,
We gotta
oh.
mute this guy. We gotta mute this guy. He's spoiling a 15-year-old game on us now.
Spoiler alerts. Oh
Oh man.
no. But
What
yeah,
is
when
your
Dom
favorite video game of all time, Skizzle?
Miss Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man. Nice.
Done. Miss
Done.
Pac.
Easy,
Yeah, okay.
easy money. Miss
Easy
Pac-Man.
money. Okay, no. So I'll say this. Okay, so obviously Miss Pac-Man Arcade Turbo Edition, uh, or Turbo Mode, I should say, because I love that style. I love uh just how challenging that one is. But my favorite games out there are, so it would be, I would have to say Miss Pac-Man Arcade number 1. Mortal Kombat 2 Arcade probably number 2, and Portal 2 on Xbox 360 number 3.
Do you
And
like
then you
Portal
can
2 more
throw
than
in,
Portal 1?
I love Portal 2. I actually started with Portal 2 and went backwards.
So
But
why do you like Portal 2 more than Portal 1 then? Is it the game? Is it the story? What is it that you like more?
it's got to be the story, because they expanded on the story of Portal. Portal is so good, but the way they expanded the universe so much and the story so much for Portal 2, I got to give Portal 2 all the love and the credit in the world. Portal 2 is freaking amazing. It's always been probably like my number 3 favorite game. I just love everything about that game. Uh love Portal. I gotta give it to Portal 2. Sometimes sequels aren't better than the original,
No, sometimes they aren't, but sometimes they definitely
and,
are.
and in this case they are, and the cake is not a lie. Uh, what Valve did with that game, and they had a bigger reach for it. They were able to make
Yeah.
a bigger and expand that story and
They had
expand that
the
universe.
studio had taken off by Portal
Oh,
2.
sure.
When Portal 1 came out, it was getting bigger. But I think you can
And
officially say
still
that
amazing.
the studio was going places.
Oh yeah,
Don't
for
they?
sure.
Is Valve involved with Steam? I know.
Valve owns Steam.
Yeah, see, like just
Valve created
done and
Steam.
done. Like I don't know how
Boom
old
done.
Steam is, but
Steam wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Valve. As
yeah,
far as I know, if I'm wrong,
I
so
highly
I'm
doubt it.
wrong. But no, Valve owns. As far as I know, Valve owns Steam and Valve created Steam. Uh, but yeah, it's gonna be Portal 2, and then if we want to continue on some of my all-time favorite games in my top, it would definitely Dead by Daylight, Sea of Thieves, even though they're more modern. Uh, Call of Duty, I'm always gonna love Call of Duty. Do I not like the newer, a lot of the newer ones? No. Uh, but Call of Duty is always gonna be a favorite, always gonna be fun. Then you've got, your Gears of War, Zelda: Link to the Past. Like I said, has always been one of my all-time favorites. Super Metroid. I mean, the list goes on and on. But if I had to say number one, I'm always gonna choose Miss Pac-Man Arcade, and that's just being the
Um,
older generation that I am, and being an arcade and living in the arcade era. I'm always gonna choose Miss Pac-Man Arcade as my number one game. Always number one, easy.
what I got this question from George a couple weeks ago. I stole it from him. Some questions I get from the audience are just so good that I have to steal
Yeah,
them.
of
Um,
course.
what makes a game fun or unfun to you?
It all depends, because each game is different in their own right. I mean, there are some shitty games out there. We've all played shitty games. But you get a game like a God of War, or a Portal 2, a Gears of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, uh, Immortal Phoenix Rising and stuff. These really story-driven games, Zelda, any Zelda really. I mean, if Mario even
Any
too.
Zelda?
Um,
Any Zelda? Skizzle? Okay,
okay,
okay, okay,
okay,
okay.
depending. But anything that has a really, that is story-driven like that, and just
You like a good
it's
story.
always it's always gonna be good. It's always.
The first game that ever captured my attention in a big way was Final Fantasy VIII, and most of that was. I mean, I love RPGs and all, but it was definitely how story driven the game was, and it was at a time in my life where I really could sit down, take the time to enjoy all of it. Nowadays, I
Mhm.
might be a little bit of a mechanics chaser, but but definitely the
And I
story was always a big one for me.
Yeah, and I know all Final Fantasy. I know it's a great series and will always be a great series, but that's a series that I never personally got into, and it's not because I didn't want to. It just never me and Final
Yeah,
Fantasy never truly crossed paths. I did We crossed paths with Final Fantasy 7, I want to say on the PlayStation 1. maybe 2 if I'm remembering right. But when Final Fantasy 7 originally came out, we crossed paths there. And that was pretty much it for me in the Final Fantasy realm. Nothing against it. It's just we never crossed paths like that. So, uh, but I mean, you got a good story. I mean, you don't even need a good story. Look at something like Fall Guys or even Among Us. I mean, it's not necessarily story driven, but they're fun.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight, it may have characters that actually, that have
The
stories,
stories don't mean shit in that game.
but there isn't a storyline to
Yeah.
follow. Each character in that, and each killer in that has their own unique story as to why they're in this landscape. But it doesn't take away from the game. That game is so much fun and so amazing. So to each their own on a game. Dislikes though is a little different. You can make a shitty game. I've played my fair amount of shitty games, so I mean, if it just all comes down to a lot of factors, I guess.
One of my
I don't.
one of my favorite questions, Skizzle.
Mhm.
You could make a game. What would it be like? This comes from
All
Agents
about
Basely.
me. No, I'm just kidding.
All about you. The SkizzleTheWicked, the game, the life, the experience.
Which if I was to actually plan that out, I have no idea what the game would be about. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. That's a tough question because everybody has so many different ideas and is so creative. I mean, you can take something as simple. Oh, what was it? I mean, something Flappy Bird. Look how simple that game was, and it was a craze. Even better, the Untitled Goose game. It's super simple. You run around as a goose, stealing stuff and honking, and you're, making noises at people. Yet that game is so much fun. So it all depends. I mean, everybody and every game is creative and unique in its own way. It's really hard to answer something like that, without really giving some
Yeah,
thought.
I mean,
So
I
to
feel
give
like
you a
some people have
proper,
thought about this question before, and then other people definitely have not. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure. I mean, to give you a proper answer on that right now, I don't think I could without
fair.
putting some true deep thought into it.
I mean,
I
that's
really
that's
couldn't.
definitely fair. I think that's one of the questions that's not going to be the easiest. But that's where you get to ask right now. You got the hard questions on the fly. You get the easy question
Fine.
beforehand. Like,
If I gotta make a game right now, we're all gonna throw pies at each other. Fine.
like,
It's a pie flinging game. There we go.
okay, what are, last question in the gaming section. 3 to 5 games on your bucket list. Go.
Oh, okay. The latest God of War for sure because I want to
Yep,
finish that.
better be.
Um, God, what just came out? I mean, shit. If I would have thought about this is a it's a tough one. It's easy and tough at the same time because they're all right there. Um, Definitely the new God of War. Um, oh man, I can't think of. Oh, this shouldn't be so hard
I
for me.
stumped him, everybody. Congratulations, Shot. We got him. We got him with this one.
No, because I mean they're all right there. I'm drawing a blank right now.
You're good, dude. Want to move on and we
Again,
can come back to it later? Or not at all?
if we come back to it, we come back to it. Or if anything pops into my head about it, I'll let you know for sure. Okay, I just saw in chat Horizon Zero Dawn would be nice. I'd like to play that one.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
That's on my bucket list, too. My bucket list is really long and I can just start naming names, though. I think we're having opposite problem. My bucket list would just be like going on and on and on.
no, I have a whole bunch that I would love to play. It's it's just I'm drawing a brain fart on it all right now.
All right, well, moving on into the streaming questions. Our final question category.
Okay.
How long have you been streaming? How long have you been streaming, not screaming? I hope you haven't been screaming for too long. How long have you been streaming Skizzle the Wicked?
So, that one is a little tricky because
Doesn't
it
have to be
depends.
your. I mean, you can give. A lot of people have a lot of different ones.
No,
For
yeah.
instance, like
So
I know a lot of people who. Oh, I started forever ago and then it didn't take off, and obviously you have your old account.
yeah, so if we want to go back to when I first started, the very first time I ever started streaming was Black Ops 2 on Xbox 360.
Oh
They
shit.
had a option on there where you can stream to Twitch from the game. Did it work very well? No. And I don't remember if that's what led me to Twitch or if I was led to Twitch for another reason. But that would probably be the very first time I started streaming was in that game. And then right before my younger brother died, I found the charity that I'm into, went into Twitch, and then wanted to do something with my younger brother after he passed away and do something helpful for people. So if we want to say like my first like true face cam and the whole shebang alerts and everything on Twitch was uh mid August 2014. So I've been on Twitch at least 7 years. If we want to go to where I switched accounts
You're
and Skizzle,
dwarfing me.
if we want to go Skizzle the Wicked, that would be 2017 is when I did my first stream. I want to say November, testing it out as Skizzle the Wicked. But
So
my very first actually legit face cam alerts whole shebang was under my old account, which I still have. I just haven't been on it in a while. My original account called Skizzle for Able Gamers, based
yeah.
on the charity that I support heavily, and that was, I want to say it was August. The date might be wrong. I want to say it was like August 15th, 2014.
So speaking of that, it was actually what my next question was going to be. Because it's very unique to your situation. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Able Gamers, how that came about, and what you do for them, what they do?
So my biggest thing is I just help raise money for them and help spread the cause and spread the message behind them. So what Able Gamers, it's in the Able Gamers charity, uh, they are a charity whose mission is to break down social and economic barriers for people living with disabilities through the power of gaming. Their motto is hashtag so everyone can game. What they do is they help provide anybody with any type of disability with a way to finally get their live their passion and of wanting to play video games. Nobody should be denied being able to play video games. I mean, it doesn't matter what type of disability you have. I know people that are paralyzed from the neck down that play video games, and there's streamers on Twitch. There's one of the best streamers I've ever seen. So what they do is they'll help provide any type of hardware or software to anybody that needs it. If you need a one-handed controller, Able Gamers can help you get that. If you need some sort of eye tracking software, Able Gamers is able to help provide that streamer depending on their situation with what they might need to pursue that passion of gaming. They also go around and help set up gaming rooms in hospitals, children's hospitals and whatnot, and help put those gaming centers and gaming and consoles and stuff in the hands of people because nobody should be denied playing a game no matter what. I mean, like me, I'm blind and deaf. I love video games. I do. I always love video games. So that's what makes them special and will always hold a place in my heart. How I found them is a unique story in itself. It was actually 11 days before my younger brother passed away. And like I said, my brother was born physically disabled. So, and being a gamer, finding this charity like resonated on so many different levels for me. It hit home. And I was scrolling through Facebook and scrolling through my Facebook feed, and somebody I follow shared a story of able gamers raising $25,000 at the PAX East convention, and it caught my eye. And so I started reading about them and saw what they did. And it was like, they're a charity that helps people with disabilities. Where have you been all my life? Why did I not know about you? And I had to know everything about them. I went through their website, any social media they had. I mean, through literally every piece of information I could find on this charity because I could relate so hard to them. You know, being disabled, having my brother, and just us bonding our entire life because that's what we had was video game, and that's what we bonded over. I needed to know everything about them. I wanted to be involved in this charity in any way I could. And after I saw this, I wrote them this huge monologue on Facebook saying, "You guys are amazing and stuff," and I'm tears coming down my eyes and off my face while I'm writing this. Like, I love you, you know? And I fell in love with this charity. And then, like I said, it happened 11 days before my brother passed away. So it was, to me, I feel like it was meant to be. Like, I was meant to find this charity at this moment in life. I wish I would have found him sooner. And with my brother passing away, originally, I wanted to do something for Extra Life because Extra Life helps out with children's hospitals, and everything. But Able Gamers just felt right. It they found a way to my heart and will always be here in my heart. I mean, I don't leave my house without my Able Gamers bracelets on. They're an everyday thing. Half my T-shirts in my closet are now Able Gamers. Any chance that I can speak and share the message of this charity, I will. I think they're amazing. I want everybody, if please go check them out. That's the one thing. That's like the main thing behind my own personal channel. Yeah, it's not necessarily about me. I want to spread this message of this amazing charity. All charities out there that do amazing work are all amazing. Extra Life, I love Extra Life to death. My heart and my passion is just with Able Gamers,
Yeah.
and any way that I can share, if anybody that's here that has never been here, if I can get one person here to go look at their website and check them all out and want to donate to an amazing cause, then it's all worth it. You know,
I mean,
they'll always have a special place in my heart. Always, always will. It's why I donate half of my own Twitch revenue. And this has been since day one of me starting SkizzleTheWicked on Twitch. Day one, I donate 50% of all my revenue. Subs, bits, donations, or tips, whatever, 50% of it all goes to Able Gamers. So every time anybody subs to my channel, you're helping them, and it's just something that I've always wanted to do, and I always will do it. It's because Twitch is not about the money to me. Does it help? And it helps me keep my passion going. I mean, helps buy me new games to stream for everybody, but it's all about the charity, or else I wouldn't do it.
I
It's
think
all about
that
the charity.
I like that you have such a unique
Thank you.
situation take. It's very definitely not something that everybody's gonna have going on. So it's really
Yeah.
cool that you have that Able Gamer
Thank you.
charity. Your
I
whole
appreciate that. Thank you.
very very special. Very and
It is.
It's nice to
They're
hear about
very.
it. It's nice to hear you talk about it because it's obviously something you're very passionate about
Thank you.
yourself.
Thank you. That means a lot to me because I'm very, very passionate about them. That's why, even though I haven't streamed in a couple weeks here, and sometimes I may take long breaks of it because just the mental drain of streaming.
Yeah.
But it boils down. I mean, is the stream of yeah? It's always it's my personal stream. Yeah, I'm gonna be there, and you know, but the bottom line of my channel of Skizzle the Wicked is the Able Gamers charity. That's why it's all over my stream, and that's why I donate half of all my revenue to them. It will always be the number one driving force behind my stream, and to make my brother proud because he's the reason why I do stream.
What got you into
But
streaming originally, Skizzle?
and just that whole playing, like I said, originally my first stream just trying it out on Black Ops 2, but the whole driving force behind me streaming is the loss of my brother and finding able gamers. And that very first stream I ever did was a 24-hour event to raise money for him. And that my whole goal was I wanted to raise $1,000 that year. I ended up
So,
raising $2,200 that year.
good shit. So, you didn't stream before you found out about the charity?
No, well,
Wow.
like I said, other than that
Like
the
for
little bit
real.
on
For
Black
real,
Ops
like
2,
super unique.
like that little bit on Black Ops 2 is I'm playing with my friends and my clanmates and stuff. Oh, hey, we can stream to twitch.tv. Okay, let's try this. And it was hit and miss with it working and whatnot. But again, that very first stream that I ever truly did with the whole 9 yards of having a face cam, having an alert set up, and being on Twitch hardcore was my first 24-hour charity event for able gamers. So if you want to, you can technically say my very first ever main hardcore stream on Twitch was a 24-hour charity event to raise money for this charity, and we raised $2,200 that night. And I
Shit.
up up for the next few years. I did it every year. I haven't done it in a while because doing a 24-hour stream is a lot.
A
It's
3 day
not only
event. Minimum. Minimum.
it's not
Ignoring all the
only
planning and stuff. It's a 3 day event. You have to have the day before that day and the day after, in my opinion, at least.
so with me, there's a lot of planning that would go into it. I would be up for I would not sleep for at least 40 hours. I would legit be awake from the moment I woke up the day of the stream or whatnot and be up many hours ahead of it until when I got home, and then have to stay up to try to normalize my sleep schedule back. It would be 40 hours before I would get any sleep. Now, with my very first charity event for them, I did everything myself, and not knowing a lick of OBS. At that point, I didn't know OBS. I was running off of XSplit, and only had uh, members of Able Gamers to help me. I didn't have a hardcore computer yet. I borrowed my mom's brand new laptop to do this, so I was using the laptop and microphone off that, streamed off my console. I streamed one game. I played 24 hours of Titanfall. Another amazing game, and love everything about that game, and Respawn Entertainment did an amazing job with that first game. 24 hours, one game. Uh but what was really cool about that one is I started contacting gaming companies to be involved in it. And I had Electronic Arts, who published Titanfall, donate giveaway prizes. I had Respawn Entertainment donate giveaway prizes. And then I had Prima Games, who released the strategy guide for Titanfall, donate giveaway prizes. So and I did all this myself, not knowing what I'm doing, just taking a chance. Hey, I'm contacting you guys for this reason. Here's the story of why I'm contacting you. I'd love to have you guys be a part of this. And nearly everybody said yes. I've had some major no's, which really suck because it's for charity, and I don't know why anybody would say no to charity, but I understand why. I'm not an established 10 million followers on every social media. I get that. So I understand that. But to do something like that is draining. And it's not only physically draining, it's mentally draining. So I haven't done one in the last few years. I've done overall 4 years from 2014 to 2018, a 24-hour charity event, and those events have helped raise over $10,000 for able gamers. So I am always going to be proud of that.
So
Always.
I think we could probably guess that your goal on Twitch would be to do more for that. Um,
Always.
but
Always.
what would is the biggest you could see yourself being on Twitch then? Do you see yourself ever, if possible, doing it for a job
Oh,
or
who
just for
wouldn't?
fun?
I'd love to. Would I love to one day hit Twitch partner status? Who wouldn't? Because I've invested so much time on this platform. Who wouldn't? Just like you. I know one day, if the opportunity came about for you to be a Twitch partner, you're not going to say no. I do know people that have said no. But is it the ultimate goal? No. Would I love for it to happen? Of course I would. But the biggest goal for me is just spreading the word of able gamers. Like I said, if I can get one person here tonight in chat to check them out and possibly send a little love their way, then it makes it all worth it. It really does. Because it's not, would it be cool to grow bigger? Yeah, I'm always want to grow. Because the more my channel grows, the more that I'm able to, the more people I'm able to share this charity with. So the ultimate goal, I would say, is continue to grow, continue to get bigger. Because again, the more people that are able to see my channel, the more people that come stop by my channel that are there to hang out, then the more people I can reach with this message, and the bigger this charity will get. So I think that's ultimately the goal. It's always going to be charity driven for me, no matter what.
I mean, I think that's definitely a very back to the whole like you have your own identity, you have a goal in mind, and it's a good one.
Thank you.
Um,
I
so
appreciate
has it been streaming been a bumpy road for you? Has it been
that.
smooth sailing?
No, Uh, I tell this to everybody, and I will continue to tell. Streaming's a roller coaster. You have your ups and downs, and it's always going to be that way. You're going to have days, weeks, months where you're going to be riding this wave of just highness, and then things can change the very next day. You may get a ton of people in your stream one day, and the next day you might not have anybody. It's 100% a roller coaster, and it's been for me this entire journey. It's definitely been a roller coaster. Has it been fun? Yeah. Has it been shitty? Yeah. Have I had, mental issues over it? Yeah. Of course. It's streaming. It's going to happen. But I'm trying to get out of that. I'm trying to not let certain things within streaming affect me as much, but it's always going to be there. It's always going to be a thing. But it's the one thing, like I said, it's the one thing I tell everybody. It's just streaming is 100% a roller coaster. You're going to have your ups and your downs, and it's always going to be like that. Period. Always.
I mean, yeah, I think no matter what, there's gonna be the good times, the bad times. Um,
Always. I mean, you can be the biggest streamer in the world, but something's gonna. I mean, there's plenty of some of the bigger streamers on Twitch have all taken excessive breaks because it's it's physically and mentally draining. And the mental part is the hardest part to get over. It really truly is. That's why that's why I'm still on a hiatus now, and I've only done one stream in the last forever. It's just you can go and be on such a rush and a high, and then it can take one thing that just kind of snaps you out of your game, and it's hard to sometimes get out of that. At one point I didn't stream for almost a year. I want to say I did like 8 months. I didn't even touch Twitch. Like, I avoided everything that had to do with Twitch. I might have been on Twitch like in an 8 month span, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. I avoided everything that had to do with Twitch, and then I finally came back around and it started. But
I mean,
it's always gonna.
I
It's a
feel like
roller
that's the
coaster.
whole part of the thing, right?
Mhm.
And I said it at the start. It doesn't matter what your motivations are, the reason you started your Twitch. You have
Yeah.
you have the charity. I started because I'm so pro and I want to make it big. Other people started just for fun. It literally, it doesn't matter why you started your stream. You can't just get away from it all.
You
Like,
can't.
there's so many factors, so many things, and you can try your hardest. The whole like turn the viewer count thing off, etc., etc. You can try your hardest. It's still gonna like there's still. I mean, there's still factors, right?
It's still gonna you.
They're still gonna get to you no matter what you do. The people sometimes,
Oh
um,
yeah.
the roller coaster of having a great stream than having not so great a stream.
Yeah, and be it for whatever factors,
Yeah.
either viewer count or broken games or tech issues. That's why I always make a joke that it wouldn't be a Skizzle stream if there wasn't a tech
Oh
issue,
yeah, for sure. You're
because
not a
they
streamer if
happen
you haven't had
every
tech
time.
issues.
So much so I switched it up now just to have more fun with it. So when it happens, it wouldn't be a Skizzle stream if there wasn't a glitch in the matrix. Just to add some fun with it. But uh they're always gonna gnaw at you, even the littlest thing. A mic not working, or in this case, when I did my last stream for my May 2nd stream, that I messed up on my end of things and it didn't work right. And yeah, the stream was great. It was my first stream back in a while. I had a good amount of people there. And I got lots of love. But as soon as I ended, I was like, man, that stream sucked. Because the littlest thing with my intro not going wrong, or not going right, I'm sorry. And it was the most important part of the stream to me, my dedication to my brother, didn't work properly. It made me feel terrible, even though the stream was great. I had a
Yeah,
great time with everybody.
that's
I mean, playing a game that I'm a brand new game, and the fact that we used to play, and the whole as a whole was great. But the littlest part about it not going right just
there's so many just
it,
little
it
things
gets
that could
you it gets you
go wrong
mentally.
at
It
any
always.
point.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's one thing I learned from a lot of uh streamers when I first started, that I found over time, and partnered streamers, is never worry about your view count. And I would dwell on that so much. It starts to affect how you stream, how you think about your streaming,
See,
and every
and then
aspect of
that's the
your.
thing though, right? Is like they say don't check it, they say don't look at it. It's hard. It's hard not to. And
Very hard not.
even
Even today, it's not hard to, because I still find myself checking it.
yeah.
But I've learned to let it go and not affect me
I think
as much.
I think
Does it still in some cases? Yes, because it's hard to let that fully
I
go.
I think the wording on that, and I think the way you just said that is probably because you're told not to care or to ignore it or whatever. I think that's a little unrealistic. You can feel
it
you can feel your viewer count whether or not you look at your viewer count just by how many people are up in the chat, hanging out and stuff. But there should
see,
be
but
more
that's not
emphasis on the don't let it bother. Don't try to not let it
always.
bother you, not the hide it, ignore it. I was in a stream recently where somebody deleted a comment about how many viewers were in the stream, and I was just like, I mean, you already knew how many people were here because your chat
Yeah,
was rolling, and you know your stats. I'm sure. Like if this person was getting up to like the 50 view count, and I'm not like, it's just try to let it. There's some things that are better if you try to let it just roll off. You know?
yeah, and viewer viewer count doesn't define you. Viewer count's never going to define you as a streamer. Chat, if chat's rolling or not, it it doesn't define you. It doesn't define your personality and what makes you you. You know what I mean? And it can be seeing all that stuff can it can play mental games on you. Yeah, we'd all love to have 100 viewers plus at a time. We'd all love to see chat nonstop rolling.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not going to happen that way. And other days, other times, it's going to happen. But that it doesn't define you. You know what I mean by
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
And never and I've I got to the point early, learning this early on, don't let view count define you and don't worry about view count. Yet it sucks cuz you know when people aren't there. You know when chat's not rolling and stuff. And it can play that mental game on you. And I've learned, although it still does happen from time to time, I've learned to not let that affect me. Just be yourself always. And what really stood out for me one day is, I don't remember where I saw it, but I saw a T-shirt that just kind of just stuck with me forever. And the T-shirt said, "Stream like you have 0 viewers." And even though it's ironic and you want more than 0 viewers, but just for some reason haven't seen it on a T-shirt. But then I've heard like it always stream the same, whether you have 1 viewer or 1,000 viewers. Don't change, because numbers shouldn't define you. And I've always tried to maintain that. I've always tried to maintain that. But I would be lying to you and to everybody if I didn't say that. Does the number game still affect me? Of course it does.
Yeah.
It's gonna affect everybody in their own way, in their own time, and for whatever reason. I'd be lying if I didn't say that, because it's true. You know, I mean, I've had I've watched myself grow. I've watched it, you know, have like momentum growing, 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 and then stop.
I mean,
And
it's
it sucks. And
it's a
it,
feeling though.
it is.
It's not
Oh,
just
it's 100%.
numbers either though. It's a feeling, and that's the part you can't get away from it. You can ignore the
100%.
numbers all you want. It's
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 that
the
feeling.
it's
That
your
feeling.
brain telling
Yep.
you. It's your brain being
100.
like, "Oh no, nobody likes me anymore," and or that stuff like, "Oh, did I do something
Come on.
wrong?"
Yep. And then there you go, right there. Did I do something wrong? That's 100% right. Everything you just said, on the dot, 100%. Because
Yeah.
I've been, and I'm still there, and I probably will never get out of that. And as a streamer, I think any streamer is gonna be that way. You know, any you riding that wave of, I mean, you can get a raid right now of 3,000 people. Sweet, and but maybe the very next stream, for whatever reason, you're only going to have 10 or whatever, or 3. And or even if you have 100 people and only maybe 2 people are chatting or 3 people are chatting, as a streamer, you see that,
Yeah.
but you don't let it affect you on stream. But as soon as you step away from that camera, your mind starts going.
Listen,
What did I
like
do wrong?
back to the
What could I
start.
have
We
done better?
all wear the mask, man. We
We
all
all wear
do.
that mask.
It's
That's
different color, different shape, different sizes, but we all.
it's
I mean, come on.
100%.
Like there, that's the whole reason why I named the streamers Unmasked because we do, right? Like we either try to or we do, and then sometimes it cracks, and then you beat yourself up for it, or you don't. I mean, I went on a hell of a rant one day, just like blah 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 blah, fuck everybody. That's not what I said, but still.
I know I've told you this personally several times. Me and you think alike in more ways than none, or more ways than one when it comes to streaming. Because I've heard you, you've heard me. We share a lot of things in common that way with our thinking with streaming. And it's been this way since day one. But the biggest thing and the biggest is just be yourself. Try not to let that shit affect you because it's and it's just numbers. Be always be yourself. Period. I think that's the best way. And
I agree.
but the my
Sorry, I completely agree. That is definitely the best way. I think it's
the
a good
mental
time to move on to the audience questions before we end with some of our more
Sure, let's do
interesting
it.
fare of streamer questions.
Let's do it.
So, the lovely Rebecca Draws would like to know on a scale of 1 to flip flop, how afraid is Skizzle of her?
On a scale of 1 to flip flop, how afraid am I of Rebecca? Is that what you said?
Yep, scale of 1 to flip flop, how afraid are you of Rebecca?
5.
5?
5.
5, a solid between.
I'm gonna have to say a solid 5, but I know if that wifey. Oh my god. Okay, I'm saving clout because I know I. Okay, fine. I'm very scared. I fear the flip
It's
flop.
flip flop. Captain Jesse would like to ask you, where do babies
Yes,
come from, Skizzle?
the stork.
Stork.
The stork. Or aliens. One of the two. I'm still trying to find out.
Stork or
Google.
aliens. If anybody else has
Google.
any more questions they would like to ask, now would be the time to put it in because we are going to run out of time for that in a second. But why do you hate avocados? Rebecca Draws wants to know, why do you hate them?
I don't hate avocados. Uh,
Just
I
heard
don't have
avocados. I get it.
no. Rebecca has the best avocados in all of Twitch land. Uh,
Straight from Mexico.
I don't necessarily hate avocados. I just don't like avocados. But I've already shared with her that I don't necessarily remember what they taste like, so I'm probably just being biased right now off of past experiences. And I will try it again when I'm ready to. And that way I can say if yes or no, I don't like avocados. So right now you can say I don't like them because I'm freaking biased because I'm freaking Skizzle.
And the last question we
So,
have here is Atoll/Chad would like to know about your feelings on the new Mortal Kombat movie. First off, have you seen it?
of course, day one.
Can you explain your feelings on the movie without spoiling too
Okay.
much? It is a newer movie.
Yes, I can. I know a lot of people don't like it because of the way they presented the movie. I can't say why because then it is spoilers to donate anybody that hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
Even I mean, I like I said, I'm a hardcore Mortal Kombat fan since day one. I loved it. I think the original Mortal Kombat movie that came out mid '90s, love
Yeah.
it.
Amazing.
Is it cheesy as hell? Yes. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, the sequel to it. Cheesy as hell, yes. Good, no. It was cool seeing new characters and stuff, and the fact that it was a Mortal Kombat, that's always going to make it good. But I'm sorry, it was a bad movie. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
But will I put it on if it was to come on HBO right now? You damn sure know I'm going to watch it. Now, with the newer Mortal Kombat, I keep saying this to others, that it's maybe not the Mortal Kombat movie we needed, because in like 2002, there was needed.
Okay.
Or wanted.
Okay, there you go. I think that's where we were
sorry,
going with. It's not the Mortal Kombat you wanted, it's the Mortal Kombat you needed.
Thank you. Because there was a trailer, and I have the Mortal Kombat Legacy stuff, I think it was Legacy, on Blu-ray, which was really, really good too. But there was like a fan-made Mortal Kombat little thing that had like Michael Jai White playing Jax, and I can't remember a few others, but they had like either Baraka or Reptile that was this like tattooed doctor with like face piercings everywhere that actually surgically attached swords to his arms and stuff. I want to say it was called Mortal Kombat Reborn, and I want to say it was like 2002 or maybe 2005 or something that came out. That was the Mortal Kombat I wanted. Seeing that little fan fiction thing or fan made film was like, please give us this Mortal Kombat, please. And they were actually working to make that one. But with the new one, I love the new one. I love the way the story went. I love the way a lot of the characters went. I really love this new one. I don't have anything bad to say about the new one. I really don't. And I know so many people are going to disagree with me saying that it's a shit movie, and I don't care. I love it.
I think the thing about the new Mortal Kombat movie for me, right, is I think it was a good movie. Like, unequivocally, like, you can't say it was bad. Somebody says it's a bad movie, then clearly they just didn't watch the movie. But I wanted more of what I've come to think of Mortal Kombat, especially like from the first movies and the games. Like, you know, the tournament, whatever. Like, it doesn't go as far as you would expect the movie to. You know what I mean?
I agree with you on that line of the tournament, and without ruining anything, we'll leave it at that. But you
which will probably happen in the next movie or whatever, because clearly they're ramping up to make another one.
Exactly. Yeah. They roll it to that. But you can't really base the new one off the original Mortal Kombat movie. That was
its own thing.
Based on that storyline. Yeah, that one always will have its place, you know, its own legacy as a movie. But this new one, for what it was the Mortal Kombat, again, not the Mortal Kombat we wanted, but the Mortal Kombat movie we needed. And I will stand by that one 100%. Agree to disagree with me.
Either so way. Now we're back to the questions at hand. What was the biggest Twitch controversy that got your opinion? Sorry, got your attention, not opinion.
The biggest
Twitch or that impacted you.
None of them personally impacted me, but of course, anything that happens on Twitch you're gonna think, what the hell? I mean, there's people out there getting banned for nothing, and then there's people that
out there allowed to do just about everything.
Crazy shit out there. Yep. Here, let me give my cat vodka or throw my cat. I get a slap on the wrist. You know, so I have a very love-hate relationship with Twitch. I love Twitch because Twitch has brought me so many opportunities, but it's English, words is hard. It's brought so many amazing people into my life, like you, Zoe, like everybody in your wonderful community, and a lot of all these other wonderful communities. So I love Twitch for that aspect, but do I think they could do so much better? God damn, they could do so much better. I will say they are taking a step in the right direction. So, this kind of ties back in with my with the Able Gamers charity. The COO, Steven Spawn, Look him up on Twitch. He's an amazing streamer. Is now a Twitch ambassador. So Twitch is taking steps in the right direction on some paths, but in the others, just turning a blind eye. And I will never understand that. I will never get it. Uh, it's sometimes why I dabble in other platforms, like just to test the waters and see, because I'm all about exposure for my charity. So if I can see a platform that's going to help me, another, you know, call me like a kraken, another tentacle to grab, another reach to share the message of my charity, I'm going to go for it. That's why I did a stream on Glimish. It's why I dabbled on Mixer for a little bit too. Yet my heart will always lie on Twitch. Period. Uh, but am I happy with Twitch for some? No. Do I love Twitch? Not 100%, but it's my home.
I do think, well, my personal opinion is that time. So I completely agree, by the way, that stuff like that should probably, like, they're not very even with punishments.
They're not.
Like, if your kid comes on screen when you're out here, you could get banned, but I could jump in a hot tub and in a banana hammock and we'd be okay.
Yeah,
Maybe. I
because
don't know if that'd be okay if it was me. But anyway.
just like any company, they're money driven.
Yeah, I mean,
I know there's legit a story of a big streamer and a small streamer doing the identical same thing happened. They did the identical thing, and the small streamer got like permanently banned, and the
yeah.
big streamer got a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
And they did the exact same thing. So Twitch needs to fix itself internally.
I mean, in a lot of ways, rules are rules, and be fair about them and how you distribute them. Obviously, not everybody's gonna like the decisions you make, but
100%.
And I think things that are more edgy should be less monitored and more just taken care of. Hot tub streams were mentioned. Those are just just silly shit. The test I heard that I liked for that, by the way, was because I'm not a fan, obviously. It was the 13-year-old test. It was like, if it wouldn't be okay for a 13-year-old to do it, then it's clearly not okay.
No. I mean, there's a reason why. I mean, Twitch already says you have to be 16 in order to even be on the platform, but they don't enforce that because in a way, how can you enforce that? You really can't.
No, they can't. But you also, I mean, by that same token, they shouldn't. That's a big part of the reason why they shouldn't allow stuff like that. They don't enforce the age policy, but then the other policies that they're not enforcing are showing people who are on the platform who are, because you have to be 13, right? 13 to 18, this is now career path. Just get on camera, do these things, and they'll be fine,
Yeah.
Something that got brought up in the chat that I'm gonna have to go over, because
of course
I actually said this on the first podcast. I did an interview of myself. And the question that came up was
get that and watch
that the question I asked myself was, oh, what's the worst part about streaming? And my answer was, I don't like when somebody told me that I'm amazing or the best streamer ever. And the reason why is because then 90% of the time, this person won't be here next week or in 2 weeks. And so the topic that got brought up in chat was fake support on Twitch. Everybody's a winner, everybody gets a trophy. Your stream's amazing. Let's never tell you the truth, or if you ask for opinions, give them. How do you feel about that?
I can write a book.
Exactly.
You want to have a part 2 on this podcast, or a part 3, because I can speak for hours on this. It's a touchy situation. Is there a lot of fake support? Yeah. uh, I don't. Do we really want to get into that subject?
I mean,
Because it
we
is
did not too deep,
very
but
touchy.
I definitely feel like it's something worth mentioning.
It's it's
Like
it, it
it's something
that
that it's one of those things. I mean, and a part of the reason for the podcast too. Like, it's something that isn't brought up. Like there's a lot of fake assholes on here that'll lie to straight to your face to try to get a follow and try to get your review. That's
it's
just
not
truth.
that is truth, but I have a different aspect on that. It's not really even that there's just the best way. This is probably the best way to describe Twitch. Twitch is like high school.
Yeah,
You have
it's
your popular kids, your drama kids, your band kids, your preppy kids, your jock kids and stuff, and certain groups mingle better than others. And sometimes you can't necessarily break into that circle as hard as you may try, as hard as you may want to, and as hard as those people may say you are there, but you're not.
yeah.
Twitch 100% is like high school all over again. Best way to describe Twitch. And I love Twitch and I hate Twitch. But,
You hate that you
that
love it. You love to hate it.
I hate to love it and I love to hate it all in the same. Uh but it's generally that subject alone is very tricky because you say one wrong thing and you could be alienating so many people.
No, yeah. Like I've definitely caught this myself a little bit where
You
I'll just
know?
be a touch too honest with somebody about a situation and they don't like it and then, but in a lot of
Exactly.
ways that's kind of, part of who I am. I'm not
Yeah,
going to I'm not going to sit
it's
here and blow smoke, or I'm going to try my hardest not to just sit here and fucking blow smoke up everybody's asses.
yeah, and I'm a type of person that keeps it real and stuff, but something like that it's it's a tricky subject to
Yeah.
try to
No, it's
talk about.
definitely nothing that could
It's
be unpacked in 5 to 10 minutes, even 15.
no, no. I mean, offline, and I've had this chat with a lot of different people personally, one on one, and again, it's you have it's a fine that subject is a very fine line. It's a tightrope to walk
Yeah.
on,
I mean,
very much so.
I don't
And
know. It really
personal
depends on the person, how it's approached.
it
There are
does.
definitely situations where genuinely people are trying to support you, and then there's definitely situations where it's just some asshole shit. And you're never. It's one of those things where you're never allowed to call out the asshole. You know, like that
No,
asshole's over there in the corner, but don't say it. Everybody's gonna figure out for themselves, or they're not. And
yeah, and over the last, even though I haven't been streaming, and it's just sometimes you just gotta roll with as much. It's not necessarily bullshit, but you just gotta roll with the bullshit sometimes. It's you're gonna have people out there it's again, it's like you can't really say anything without it
you're gonna
becomes a
offend
subject.
somebody. Like literally, like I'm sure within the last 5 6
Somebody's
weeks
gonna
of doing this, I'm sure I've offended plenty of people in many different ways. Just like I'm sure I've been in the middle of a stream and I've said something and people have just been like, "Oh my god, this guy delete." I mean, it's happened literally. Unfollow, goodbye. But
only thing I can really say is I'm me. I'm only ever gonna be just me. Uh, I'm, I'm genuine, and I hope that anybody that's there that's gotten to know me and become friends with me and shown love and support is genuine back. I I love everybody though. Any support again, I love any and all support that I can get, even if it's somebody that shows up once and I never see again. They may show up once, drop a follow, maybe drop a sub, never see them again. Thank you.
Um,
But it's a very, 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 it's a very fine line to walk that subject, and it's hard to get into it.
yeah.
It really is.
If you could go back to when you started Twitch, you could give yourself one masterwork piece of advice, what would it be, Skizz?
Don't worry about the numbers from the beginning, because I think that early on, especially when you first start streaming, and again, I've been here, I've been streaming a little bit longer than, like you, Zoe, and stuff like that, and uh, the number that part particularly with best advice is don't play the number game. Don't worry about numbers. If you can turn off your viewer count early on, freaking do it. Don't ever look at your viewer count, because that shit will eat at you. And again, like even when I first started, streaming as on the SkizzleTheWicked stuff, I streamed, or it wasn't even that. Yeah, I streamed for months with 0 viewers, maybe one, maybe two once in a while, but months and months and months with nobody. And if you keep that viewer count up and you see that nobody's there, because, how many people like to lurk on Twitch? A lot. Hell, I do it myself.
Yeah.
I might lurk, and I'm not gonna deny that. Zell, I've lurked your channel a lot.
Well, listen,
I may not say
I when I started streaming, I would, it was pandemic started. I was barely working, right. I would be there, freaking chatting way more, and now it's like literally, especially with my new schedule and everything. I go on right before I go to bed. I pick 2 people, put them up, and go. I'm lurking. I'm going to bed, and then no, or
I
like
might
when I'm
not
at
even say
work.
that. I might just slap on the channel, and don't even say that I'm lurking, or don't even say
Yeah,
hi, but I'm there.
yeah.
Lurker, there's always gonna be lurkers, so you never know. You
You're fading,
never know.
Skizz.
Huh?
Hey, there we go. You're back. You were fading for a
Oh,
second.
I'm ghosted.
Now you're not. You were definitely like
Ooh.
fading into oblivion, and then it fixed itself. I think it
That's
was just a little hiccup on the net.
See,
All right,
it wouldn't be if Skizzle wasn't involved. It's always a glitch in the
there's always
matrix.
got to be a glitch in the
But
matrix.
the biggest advice is don't play the number game even early on. Like I said, I streamed with 0 for months, and then finally it started to roll. Just don't play the number game. Don't worry about viewer count. Just be yourself from day freaking one. Just be yourself. You know, if people are gonna chat, they're gonna chat. If they're gonna lurk, they're gonna lurk. If they want to come by, And there was another thing that I watched that you within the first like 7 to 12 minutes is when you're gonna grab somebody, and if they want to stay in your channel, they are. If they're not, they're not. So you want to grab them in any way you can in those first very few minutes of your stream. Every stream, any new viewer, you have minutes, because that's the way Twitch runs. You have minutes. I mean, brief minutes to grab that person. And if they like you, they're gonna stay. They're gonna continue to stay, and they're gonna keep coming back. So don't always play that numbers game. Don't worry about the numbers. Be yourself from day one. And if I would have went back and told myself that now that I've been doing this for so long, I wish I could have I wish I would have known that back then. I really did. But the number game just mentally messes you up from early on. Don't let it. Any advice to anybody out there? Don't let the number game mess with you. Do your thing. Be yourself. Do your thing. Enjoy streaming. If that's what you want to do, enjoy it.
Guys, because I mean, amazing advice. I wish I was able to be in that mind space when I first started. I've gone, I've had my ups and downs mentality
Mm-hmm.
wise and stuff. I think I've been coming back to a lot better. I think the podcast helps a lot. Just
Same.
something. I
Oh yeah.
mean, I don't expect anybody. I don't expect anybody coming in mad followers or something. Even if it doesn't get a ton of views either. Like, it's always fun to learn more about who I'm interviewing, their life, gaming, streaming, everything about them, you know. And
I've had a
it's
blast.
always a good time. And a lot of people surprise me. Honestly, you're one of those people, kids. Like, you got a lot to say that I don't always hear when you're live. It might be just because I'm lurking, or it just might be the atmosphere, or something's in the air today. I don't know, but I do appreciate it.
Uh, Thank you. I
Sell your
this has been
stream to us, though, Skizz. Why should we go to a SkizzleTheWicked stream? Sell it to us.
sell it to us. Well, I kind of did earlier, and the best way is Able Gamers charity, ablegamers.org. If you have a chance to go check them out, please do. Uh, if you do happen to stop by my stream, everything you've seen tonight is the way my stream runs. I'm me. I like to have fun. We have great times playing whatever game we might be playing. I might be a little out there. I might be a little different. I'm Skizzle, man. What can I say? But it all boils down to is my love and my passion for this charity that I hope that anybody that does come to my channel, I can reach you and you can see what an amazing charity this organization is and all the good they do in this world at a time when this world is can be so crazy and so hectic. There's a little slice of human kindness there. But I'm not the best gamer in the world. I never have been, except for my world records, but we won't say any more about them. No, but I like to have fun. I'm just me. I might be a little crazy sometimes. Come have fun. Come hang out with us. You know, come join the Wicked family. Able Gamers,
I
man.
think it's just about time.
Can I do one thing for you guys? And this is another defining element of my stream. You say sell the stream. Can I do something for you guys that only is seen normally during my stream? But this is the first time this would ever happen outside of my stream. May I do this,
I don't
Zell?
know if I should be excited or scared, but go ahead.
All right. This is what happens. Okay. So that's another element of my
Oh
stream.
man, I
That's how
love
my
it. That
wife
was
gets
awesome.
involved with my stream. She likes to come in
Big
here
attack.
and beat me up
Fucking
with a
awesome.
pig.
I definitely should have been excited
Sell
about
my
a little bit
stream.
scared, but mostly
There
excited.
we go.
Mostly excited.
You said
Oh my
sell my
goodness.
stream. There we go. You
Uh,
never know when a pig attack might have happened. There you go.
all right, Skizzle. It is time.
She,
Are you ready for your unveiling, unmasking, kind sir?
I guess so. I mean, I've shared
I know
most of
you
that,
shared a lot today.
but I can always, just retouch on stuff of that. I mean, because like I said, I'm always gonna keep it kind of real. I'm always gonna be open and stuff. So everything that I know this next segment is everybody I've already, I've shared everything. But of course,
All right,
I'm
so
always
time to unveil Skizzle the Wicked. I know you've seen he's given a lot of himself today. Amazingly talkative and informative. Let me know when you want me to remove the mask face, guys, and we will do it. Okay?
yeah, go for it.
You are
Count
unmasked.
yourself. What can I say that I already haven't said? You know, uh, I will start with this. I want to thank everybody here for allowing me to share a little bit of myself with you guys. I want to thank most of all Zell. Zell, you are an amazing human. I'm glad to have gotten to know you. I'm glad you're in my life. And thank everybody who led me to you. I want to thank your entire community for allowing me to be here and for letting me yap in your guys' ear for the last 2.5 hours. What else can I say? I'm, I love this. I love getting to meet new people. I love being able to share myself. I love being able to share the charity. I might be a little crazy sometimes, especially with the styles of, like the music and shit that I listen to, but you getting to know me. You're getting to know Ronnie. I'm not just Skizzle. I'm Ronnie. You know.
Oh my goodness. Ah, I broke it. I broke the whole thing. No, he did it. He broke it. One second, I'm fixing it. Oh man. Oh, fucking beautiful. Are we back? God damn it. Are we back? We're getting to know Ronnie, and then it cut out. Oh no. Fucking.
3D Skizzle. Aw.
Oh man. Continue, Ronnie. I'm so sorry. You're back, though. You're back.
No, it's all good. That's pretty much about it, man. Welcome to the world.
Computer.
Welcome to the mind of a Skizzle, man. I love you all.
Oh man, that's fucking great. That was perfect. I think as you said earlier, it wasn't be a SkizzleTheWicked without some tech issue, and that shit just 100% cut. Oh man.
Out of glitch in the Matrix, man.
Oh fuck. Oh man. Well,
welcome into the mind of a Skizzle in the world of SkizzleTheWicked, man.
Thank you so much for coming in, Skizzle. Thank you for sharing your time.
The honor is all mine. Thank you. You know what? Thank you, Zell. You are fucking awesome. You are amazing.
Too much.
No. It's rightfully earned, man. Rightfully so. You are awesome. I love you guys. Much love to you. Much love to the entire Zell community. I love you guys so much. You guys are a part of my life, part of my heart, part of my world, and I will always, always. I may not be in every stream, but I will always got your back, man. I support as much as I 100% can. Always gonna support you, man. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Was fun.
Thank you.
Mad
seriously,
fun.
like I'm glad you came in.
Fun.
It's an awesome. It's always nice to talk to new people and get all of the different.
Always.
And you were an awesome and lively guest, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. And if anybody has any questions on Able Gamers Charity, please hit me up. I will answer.
DM that guy.
I will answer any question the best I can.